we go. I forgot to hit the publish button. Nothing's set up. Darn it. Hi. Welcome to the insanity. Let's see here. I got to zoom in. See that list? We have a lot to cover today. Yes, we do. It's a busy day. We got lots of sounds to cover and share knowledge about. Hi, my name's John Skippy Limcool. Welcome to my live stream. It's December 23rd. Ho, ho, ho. Christmas is almost here. I think everybody that is a Plugin Guru customer has been good and has all sorts of nice things coming their way. All right. I'm going to say hello here. Hello. I'm going to pause the playback there. I need to go here to this and see what's up. Let's pause this and do my normal housekeeping. Ready for fat holiday sounds. We got them. We got lots of fat holiday sounds and they're on sale. So make sure you come to the website during this holiday season. There's that really cool sale that I've got going on. Chat will be happening here. Merry Christmas. And then I need to do a real quick note on Facebook real quick. So how is everybody doing? How's the Christmas shopping going? Oh my gosh, I have friends heading to the Grand Cayman. I'd like to go there. Let's see here. Live stream is live. Year in review and PLYSHKA review. And get the thumbnail. Hurry up. Yeah, I know there's all this. Yeah, of course it didn't do the right. That's okay. So how, let's see here. Let's get rolling here. So today is kind of a special day. It's the last live stream of the year, I believe, if I am correct. I wanted to look at my calendar really quick. And so 7 days from now is the 30th. So it's actually not the last day of the live stream. We have one more at the very, very end of the year, don't we? We'll have to think of something special to do then. But I thought I'd do a review now since there's a sale going on. This would cover letting you guys know all the different libraries that have been released this year. It's been a great year. Looking back at it, it's just amazing. Hey, Riddle. Welcome, Clark. Johan. Hartley. All sorts of names that are good to see. Cox is here. Right before my birthday. Oh, my gosh. That's really cool. So we're going to be doing something kind of fun. I'm going to go through and summarize the 10 PLYSHKA videos that are online. I've had a couple of people say, I didn't realize you were doing something like this or what they were about. So let me show you what these are about because they came out really cool. I did 10 videos in 10 days. Plugins you should know about. PLYSHKA. It's also a flat Russian bread I found out, which is interesting. And so, let's see. Let's just more that way. And so we're going to go through those as well as the libraries that I've released on my website in the last year. There's quite a few. 13. technically. There's a little more than that because there's bundles released and stuff like that, but those don't really count. And a couple things didn't get set up. I thought the challenge when you're using free software is that it sometimes messes with how your computer saves things and does things. You have to be aware of that. And I think that might be the case here. Let's see, radio ready. And I was going to show maybe veggies, cool. Where's veggie? I just saw veggie, green veggies, yeah. And so we're gonna start with the PLYSHKAs. Let's do that first. I did 10 PLYSHKAs, as I said. Number 1 PLYSHKA was on Bruce Free from Cloudrum, which is a Swedish company that it's real-time noise reduction. Push this button, it listens, it cancels any noise that was what you was listening to. So then you can record like an electronic instrument, or you have a ground noise in your studio, listen to the ground noise, let up on this ear, and it's gone. And then you can control how strong it is. Like there's no noise reduction. And there's like pretty heavy noise reduction. So I'd have it somewhere in the middle. So that was a really cool thing to share for number 1. Number 2 is Alter Ego. And this was talking about this really cool free synth preset that can sing. Synth plugin that can sing. There's Both Bones and there's Marie Ork are 2, and you can put in your words here so we can say, I like singing in the rain. During a live stream event. And oh, I got it. In the rain, during a live stream event. I like singing in the rain. And you can go to mix and you can add reverb. And you can put it to poly and so you have like a voice kind of a thing to use. Which is cool. And the Marie Ork is a clean female voice, or dirty, but sounds like this. And you could put to poly and pretty cool. So that's free. PLYSHKA number 2 covers that. PLYSHKA number 3 is Gatekeeper. And for this, I wanted to have a pad. So we got. So let me sequence this really quick. I want to go there and say mute this. And I need to, whereas Microtonic, mute that and say so that's Mega Magic Pads, which is my most ultimate pad library still to date, I think. I don't know, Del Norte comes close because it's big synth sounds and stuff. It's almost like Mega Magic Pads Part 2, but the Battleborn is just crazy. So, if we were to go over here to, where are they? Infected Mushroom, they go by Psy though. Or do they go by Infected? Yeah, Infected Mushroom. Okay, Gatekeeper is here. So this can, let's see, let's turn it off for a second. So this can take that pad. Let's get a groove from Microtonic. Great timing. And it can do up to 8 separate grooves. It's very handy in that it has this really cool ability to just paint the shape like Massive does. So you can do really great. Let's go over here. Discard. Really tight. So it's really nice. The way that it works is just clicking the curvature to change shapes. If you hold down, I think, Control. So this is on Infected Mushroom site. There's also the vocal one that I showed. That was in last week's live stream, in fact. Oh, no, that wasn't. That was Friday. And then last week's live stream, we did this, remember? We showed the free guitar. And there was also the free bass from Ample Sound, the P bass. So this is also in that live stream. And then the nice guys at Ample Sound sent me an email and let me know that they released a new instrument this last week for Christmas as appreciation called Cloudrum, which is... So this is free on their website to go download. And it has 3 different sounds as well as delay. Let's turn the delay and reverb off for a second so that you can... There's this really nice clean just... Oh wait, I didn't turn off reverb. There. There's ambient overhead. And then there's a synth wave that has a 5th in it. And they have 2 different sounds. C down here, and then when we play C sharp, it mutes the samples. It doesn't do anything to the synth wave, so... And then D and E are mutes. Like putting your hands on it. So those are really cool. Oh, we got some other friends in here. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Airwave's here. Hey, Airwave, yay. Hi, brother. So make sure you check out Cloudrum. I want to hear this in a trance remixed. Just lovely. And you have enveloping. They have presets up here you can go through that do. Stuff like that, okay? Then the following, PLYSHKA number 5, was really fun. This introduced a really cool synthesizer that a lot of you didn't know about. I've got some really nice email from people going, wow, thanks for turning me on to this. If you're fans of Boards of Canada, or anything kind of the broken synth, the vintage retro, unique things about this is it has a shifting in the delay. And it also has this melt knob. And if you want, check this out. This is also cool. You could take let's say it's just called the ES1, which is the standard mono synthesizer in, well, it's actually polyphonic, but very simple, basic synthesizer. They also have that effect as the echo melt and the delay shift. So you can put these onto anything. So here's a standard basic synth waveform with no deviation. Add their echo melt effect. It's pretty cool. And there's so it's doing that to that sound. So it's a pretty cool so it's worth checking out. So that was, I didn't cover the effect in PLYSHKA 5, but I should have, because it's really cool to have this effect added to any synth sound you want. PLYSHKA 6 was a complete Yuhi love fest. There's, I think, 5 different synthesizers, and the really cool randomizing reverb were shown. This is like just a basic, like, small fraction of what you have inside of Zebra, and it's free. And to get this, you download the Zebra demo and install it, and I believe it installs this for free. Wonderful sounding. So I'm not going to go through all the plugins that were included in that video, but there's 5. So they're worth checking out. And this might do. Oh, let's kill the delay effects. Delay mix. Let me show you real quickly because it was really fun. The Yuhi reverb is right here. It's called Protoverb. And every time you hit random, pretty cool. And it's free. So if you need a new reverb to play with, that is a very cool way to go. PLYSHKA 7 was really fun. I really had fun doing that video. Oh yeah, you can import the presets into, yeah. Hey, Jason's here. Awesome. Good to see everybody here. Nice group of people turned out. Let me show you, this is so cool. So if I go to Sonic Charge and I get to the Patternarium. Oh, it requires, that's right, it requires, so copy, I have to load up Safari for this. So let me load this real quick because this is worth showing off. This was so impressive. It still blows me away. So Sonic Charge Microtonic is this really cool little tiny drum machine that is got a lot of big aspirations, big dreams. It has a lot of great presets inside of it. In fact, if we go browse for presets and we go to the, I think to the Microtonic Grooves, if we go to the factory presets right there, to all, right? It's synth based. There's no samples. So you could go to here's the kick. And you can go in and synthesize with noise mix. change your mix here. Overall level here. I want this noise to be shorter, so you can do really cool grooves really easily. Like go to the high. Let's see, that's fine. Let's make this a hi-hat. So just go like this. Let's see, add some resonant noise. Add this fills, which is really cool. So let's have what. You can change the fill rate. It's fun, right? Now, the crazy thing is that this drum machine is built into the Teenage Engineering's PO32. I can hit play and the sounds that you hear here, if I wanted to, you go over here, push the transfer button, and it will transfer the sounds into this. And then to take it a step further, they have this really cool website that they've created called the Patternarium, which is right here. And this has sonic charge built in. So if I like that groove, I can go over here and I can hit copy. I can go back to sonic charge and I can hit paste, and that groove from the internet is now inside of this plugin. So it's crazy stuff, and the sounds are great. If you download a bunch of sounds, I've downloaded a bunch of sounds, right? So you can go over here to open presets. If you go to your folder where you have those, it'll let you audition them from the Finder. Say I like that. And now I want to put that into my PO32, right? Which is currently sounding like this. So I plug in a cable to here, which is the headphone output on my board. And I set this into listening mode. Now it's going to be a little noisy and sound like an old, if you've ever worked with old tape data backup, you'll know this sound right away, but plug your ears a little bit or turn down your sound just for a second. It's got it. So now this groove I can play here, I can go over here and, oh wait, I gotta go and be pattern one. Pattern one. Is that the same groove? No, it's not. Why didn't it send it? It seemed like it sent it, but maybe I didn't do something right. Let's do it one more time. PO32 optimize. I need to be on pattern one, right? And it did the beep like it was like it got it, but it didn't show up. So we have time. We can do this again. Oh, here we go. Oh wait, I need to. There. Play. So here it is. It did it. So it's crazy. from internet websites to the plugin to hardware, all from one company and their relationship with teenage engineering. It's just great stuff. And then you can take this with you. I use this in the diner. People think it's really weird. It's like, are you an accountant? I'm like, no, it's not a calculator. It's a drum machine. And they're like, what? It's pretty fun. So it definitely gets your nerd cred up to have one of these in the world. All right, and then PLYSHKA 8 was fun in that it was it was basically 7 free reverbs. Let me see what chat's talking about here. Oh, I don't see chat. Oh, there it is. That's so weird. It's showing it kind of weird. Let me refresh. It says the stream is healthy. Got a green light, so that's good. You guys are down here. Wow. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah. Airwave like me, we're old school Logic users. Way too many years using the same tools. All right, so following up after that was free reverbs. And there were some really nice ones that we showed. Let me do this. Let me get rid of that. So here is a groove. This is OMG Volume 1. I'm working really hard on OMG Volume 2. That will be coming out early next year. That's the next on my list to do, so. This is a really thick reverb. There's ambience. So that's really cool. There was 7 in total in that video. So if you need some new reverbs that have different characters and qualities to them, make sure you check out that PLYSHKA that was PLYSHKA 8. PLYSHKA 9 was a fun one. I introduced you guys to a new synth from Sonic Academy. It's called Anna 2. It has some really lovely... It has 3 oscillators that can each be up to 9 oscillators, and it has 3 oscillators that can also be synthesized waveforms at the same time with all sorts of filters. There's like 40 different filters, envelopes with different envelope shape presets, and a curve knob, which are the important things you need. The G envelope is similar to the mod envelopes inside of Omnisphere. There's chorus, phaser, there's all these effects. You can click and drag to reorder them. It's really nice. The really cool selling feature for me was this. This is the chord memorizer. And if you go to the edit page, which can be found by the edit button or from right here, what this allows you to do is we could say blank, hit learn, and I want to start on C, and I can let's play some really big chords. Okay, so it just recorded, let's see, let's turn off learn, those. So they're stored. It also has built into it an arpeggiator that you can turn on. So it will take and so if you have that playing with the groove, it automatically is in time. It's really great in art as far as that goes. So let's see what's going on with Microtonic. So we have this to play. Oh, it needs to be a techno thing. So if we were up here, browse for presets, go back to the factory. Down here, SC has some really nice ones. Let's have it in time. Change the curve. So it's cool to have a chord sequencer built into your plugin. So you can create songs. If I don't like this chord, I just hit edit. Tracking going on. And it'll do it. You could say reset. So it's cool to have that built into a plugin. It's the first I've seen to integrate a chord sequencer in the arpeggiator and all the tools to make really cool big trance and dance type sounds. So that was PLYSHKA number 9. PLYSHKA number 10, which was yesterday, was what I think is the best sounding FM synthesizer, and that's Dext. It has just, they did a joke for the first patch, so. But if you go to Cart, I show in the video where you can download all of these 32 patch banks of DX7 patches. So you could go to, oh my gosh, the DX7 and there's like 5,000 banks of 32 patches from the website shared in PLYSHKA number 10. So that was the 10 videos in 10 days. It's crazy. And I have a couple to show you today to expand it, to show just, this is probably the last one before Christmas because I want to spend time with my daughter and I have other stuff to complete. I got taxes, all sorts of blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to show you these. These are really cool, and you should know about these. So this is mastering tools from PLYSHKA 11. This is the 11 part, okay? So we're going to talk about this. Let me check chat really quick, make sure that this is making sense. Yeah, now I should say a lot of, I've gotten some really, oh wait, my hands are waving and stuff. So So I got a number of emails from people that are very pro Arturia. Once I said that I like Dext a lot, and they pointed out something that I did not realize that you should realize. I have upgraded to the new version of Arturia's plugins. I think they are totally worth the money, especially because of how many things they give you. I wouldn't say that they are all extremely accurate. I know there's an update for piano. Thank you. But one thing to be aware of is when you call up, especially the DX7 library, they have this velocity set to DX7, which limits it to not be full range. And it's done in a weird way. When you had a DX7 that you hooked up by MIDI in real world, it would be more sensitive to velocity. So you'd play your keys and it would get much brighter than it would if you played it from the keyboard. Well, I don't know why they did this, but they made the velocity curve actually the opposite. So that if you were using this velocity curve, it would play softer. So the end result is that when you call up DX7 from Arturia, it's set to this velocity curve that limits everything to a maximum of some 90 some value for the maximum velocity it will hit, which just doesn't make sense to me at all. It should be the opposite and be even brighter and be more sensitive because that's how it used to be on a DX7, but they're scaling it to try to, no, this is what it should be. But the end result is that the hardest you hit it is a velocity of like in the 90s. So if you click here, set it to full, and And now you have the full velocity range. Had I known that, I probably would have been more pro in my video that I did yesterday, but I did not know this. If you have it, make sure you set velocity to full. And it's stored per patch, which is stupid. And they're going to fix this, I guess, I hope, because in most cases, I want full velocity range so I can get my out of the bass. Had I known that, I would have been a lot more pro on this plugin, but I didn't know this. It was not something I did not notice down here. The velocity was, I thought that would be like a curve in some way, but it wouldn't affect how it played here. Strange. But it's stored per patch. I understand they're going to try to make this a global setting instead of a stored per patch setting, but that's not the way it is right now. So I'm just reporting on how it is today, okay? So be aware of that. That's kind of interesting that they would do that. So I'm going to show you a couple that I think are really cool additional mastering type tools, things to get, and a lot of times, we did the competition a while back, and we did this mix thing. Yes, the 1080 does contain patches from me. It's in the agenda and the Roland Cloud subscription. Oh, really? Wow. There, it's on their subscription. That's interesting because the 1080 is such a great synth with all the ROM sounds. But I want to show you this. This is cool. This is a plugin called Thump. I have taken a kick drum and I've purposefully killed the low end. One of the biggest challenges I find for a lot of the mixes I listen to is that the kick drum doesn't have that thump, that presence that it needs to have. You listen to some of the tracks and there's just this like, how are they doing that? And this is one way that some of these guys do this, and I want to share it with you. It's called a subharmonic synthesizer. So if I take this and I add thump, that's what the synthesizer is creating. And you have the ability to choose a starting. Now I'm layering that with. Now listen, as I have this like this, and I bring down the sub frequency, this is where it's going to sustain. I have control over the pitch attack. Hear that hitting like a brick? So I can take this kick drum and make it sound like that. And that's just one. So you can nail in kick drums that have no low end with this free plugin from Metric Halo. So go to metrichalo.com, I believe is the website. Oh wait, I have their website up here. That would be right here. Metric Halo Thump. And Metric MH, oh, I think, what's their main website? MH Secure. Wow, interesting. But anyway, this is a really cool tool to have to define the low end of your kick drums. So if you put your kick to a separate channel and work with it with that type of a tool, you can get it to have some additional standing out power, some extra thump. That's one way to do it. Be careful with it. Don't use it on a whole mix and don't use it like crazy. But I mean, if you use it in the right proportions, you can like you can roll kick drums all day long with it. So I thought that was really cool. Thought I should share it with you, especially since it's free. I don't even know what equivalent there would be in retail. There's like, you know, the voice of God, some things that do bass enhancements, but this is cool on its own right because you have so much flexibility over it. So that's number one. Number two, free PLYSHKA, a dynamic EQ. This was crazy to find this. I was really happy to find this because this is a really powerful tool to have, and to have it free is pretty shocking. So this is from a website and a company called TokyoDawn.net. And it is a dynamic EQ that's for parametric, dynamic, frequency selective compression. You can do multi-band compression, wideband compression. It's really powerful. It's Windows and it's Mac. TokyoDawn.net. Let me show it to you. I have a demo song here that I can play. This is without it. Let's get up here. All right, let's work with it here. If you have a lot of energy, turn it on. You can control. So here's without it. Hear how high the high end is just right there hitting all the time. There's presets that are really nice to shape it in different ways, but it's fun just to work with it and say, you know, there's up to 4 possible EQ segments that can each be dynamic. Watch as I bring up the threshold. So it's really cool and free. So to shape your mix and mastering, it's nice to be able to work with things and have it be more of a dynamic. Don't go crazy with this. Again, these are tools that you need to spend time with and understand how they work. But I thought it was really cool and worth sharing. And then finally, Octarizo. This is a really cool, I've used this in my live streams before. Where is this at? Oh, well, it's Schwa, I believe, right? Yeah, Sugar Audio. So if we go over here, audio units. Where do you put it? I thought it was easy to find, but I put it here so I can put it over here this way. There we go. Sugar Audio. This allows you to play your mix. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta go up here and turn this off like that. And let's have Octarizo put over here. So now you can look at your, there's a number of things in here. There's, if you go over here, there's, I believe, a tuner somewhere. Tools. There's a tuner you can turn on. There's a generator for frequencies. I had this on last night. What's cool with this is you can use this to nail frequencies that you want to EQ by listening to the pitch, but it's not on right now. I might have turned something off on the volume or something like that. There's so many tools. I don't like the interface that much. I wish it was a more streamlined panel that showed me everything so I could learn where things were. The closing tabs thing, it's difficult to understand. You can change the graphics, but it's nice to see the... Oh, there it is. Okay, you just have to play. That's nice. So tools. That's about 83 hertz. 90. So I could use that to then go to my EQ and adjust, which is cool to have that type of tool available. Sorry for that high end hitting you guys. There's a waveform display that you can zoom in. So make sure there's not clipping when you're looking at it when it's playing. A lot of things. There's a whole bunch of different interface presets, so you could call up the factory presets. And here's this load. You can see things in 3D. You see it as an image. Check for your transients. How hard are you hitting? Okay, so lots of cool stuff in it to work with. So those are the 3 plugins I wanted to share for this PLYSHKA number 11, mastering tools that are free. So I hope you like those. And I'm so glad that there's such a nice little group of people here. Yeah. Okay. Is there a correlation meter in there? I believe there is. It's free. Did I put up the website? I might have forgotten the website. Hold on 1 second here. No, I showed it for a second, didn't I? History. sugaraudio.de. There's a free version, and then there's also a paid version that gives you 8 channels. So you can monitor multiple feeds at once like this, which is really cool. And it has spectrum analyzing and all sorts of cool abilities in it. Definitely a must to check out. Yeah. So the year in review for this website, pluginguru.com, has been amazing. It's been a great year. So let's start off with, actually, this technically is not a year ago. This is a year and 3 days ago. On December 20th, I released an updated version of Mega Macho Drums called Super Macho Drums. And it had a whole bunch of additional new bonus kits. And the first kit is from DJ Airwave, who's in the chat right now. Just great. And remember, the cool thing that's fun with the Super Macho Drums and Mega Macho Drums is that there's all these drums. Let me see. Let me go over here and get the keys playing so you can see what keys I'm playing, because some of these are key dependent. But that real-time ability is really cool. So if I go like this and like this, and then hide cables and protect positions. I don't want to see cables there. So I can resize this, make that go away. Oh, you guys come over here a little bit more. There. So this gives you the ability to see the keys. What's fun with these is that there's, unlike most drum machines, there's 5 kicks, 6 snares, then 2 more kicks, because now we start the general MIDI map where there's B, C sharp is a side stick, more snares, your clap, snare, and then toms, hi-hats. So what's fun is if I was to go over here, and let's see if I can do this without... Okay, let's see what's playing. Mute. If we what's fun is I can, let's open up the piano player roll, and I'll shrink this and bring it over so you can see what I'm doing. Let's get that to go away. So you can take these grooves, and there's a groove player built into Super Macho Drums. So if I wanted, I could go over here to the groove player, let's go to this Super Macho MIDI files, single, let's go to the dance trance. Let's say I like that. So I'm going to get rid of my simple groove that I did here. And you use this to just drag into your sequencer. Don't import the tempo. So now I have this big banging groove. I can now edit this. I could like take the kick drum, try one of the other kicks. Find the snare that I like. Maybe that one. Maybe I don't need the toms, so I could just quickly. Okay, I'll keep those. Now what's fun is that the way that it's designed is all of these kits are compatible. Meaning I can go, let's load up the quick load of the kits. I could go over here to say a Super Pop kit and say really replace, yes. And totally different sounds. Or I could say what if it sounded like if I had a future bass. Or the trap kit. Go to Mega Macho Drums, the Tom Obama. And it's playing really long sustained notes, so go to global and just shorten the decay and the release of everything. Put a pitchy G on everything. Let's go right here, pitchy G. It's so fun to work with. So you got those types of capabilities. So that was December 20th. We released Super Macho Drums. It's good times. Really fun. I've been using that for most every demo that you hear on my website. That's what we're using is Super Macho Drums for the drums. Then on January 14th, just before the NAMM show, I got it done to send off to everybody, and that was for Contact 5 also, and that was Mega Magic Guitars Complete. I'd finished up part 1 and part 2 in 2016 for Omnisphere, and I had this interface built to play the Mega Magic guitars in Contact. And you have the filtering, you have all the controls, you have glitch, you can turn. And it has all of the both single and the multi. So if you go to the library, Mega Magic Guitars Complete, you have single guitars or multis. The multis are the multi maps from part 1. So you have the steel string. Yes, I want to replace it. Which sounds great with the Able guitar that I showed you guys. That's a free download. And then the single patches is Mega Magic Guitars Part 2, which has this, mainly it's a lot of Strat and jazz guitar were the main heart of that library, but we made other patches in here too, but can we find it? Yeah. That's a single sample. If you go, oh, it's doing that wonderful thing. Here's the Mega Magic guitar. So it came out really nicely. It was really fun to see this library come to a reality. So that was in January. And then for February, I was trying to think of something unique. I'm always trying to think of something I haven't done before, right? And Omnisphere has all of these really lovely patches and had a decent smattering of multis in the factory stuff. But there wasn't a lot of stuff that was set up, ready to just start writing with. And in a we're working with sequencers and we have all this multi-channel tools and all that stuff available, but there wasn't really a place to go to quickly call up, hey, GB, thank you. Ah, you're welcome. That's nice to hear. That's nice. People saying nice things. End of the year. Lots of love to everybody. But these are set up so that when you call up one of these multis, it loads up 8 patches in the same spot. So it's always a bass in channel 1. If you go to this one here, okay. So you have a bass on channel 1. If I go over here to my channels, channel 2 is a keyboard sound. So if I was to set this actually to be, let's truly make it 1, 2. So I have the ability to play bass, guitar, and a lead, another lead, and finally an effect. So with all of these, you could create a song just by loading up one multi and starting to write. You don't have to do the setup and looking for sounds. And then from this part, it's really easy to go, the bass on part 1, if we go to Radio Ready, all the other basses from all the other multis are here. So if I go back to MIDI channel 1, and it's trance, dance, there's even an FM bass. So it was really fun to have a library that you could immediately call up and start writing with. That is the concept behind Radio Ready. You go scientific, and now you have, and there's Blinded Me with Science. The radio noise. Leads. All sorts of things to work with. And even though this is for like the Thomas Dolby science thing, you don't have to use them for science. You can just go anywhere you want with them. It's really fun. So that was Radio Ready. And it's been a very popular library. A lot of people like that. Uh-oh, I'm deleting the wrong things. Undo. Yeah, don't delete that. So that's what came out in January, on January 25th. It was crazy to put this together and look back at the past and see what's come out when it came out. This was really cool. In March, Tim Dale had completed Sabersphere Volume 2, a new set of really cool patches for Omnisphere. A huge number of patches, drums, guitars, keys. No samples required. Really usable stuff. Lots of keys, leads, pads, organs. So that was March. In April, came a library for Blue 2, which is a synth from Rob Pipin. That Kid Anthem did. So we have quite a few different patches. This is a cool FM synth, but it's like a synth that's kind of designed to do new stuff. Really well done. So I worked with Kid Anthem on this, and it came out great. Big sounds. I mean, not everything's big sounds. Just a really great personality. So while those two libraries came out in March and April, I had been working on PLYSHKA, which came out in May, and it took a while to do this one. Oh, bye, Bernie. Just checking the chart. Hello, SJ. SJ's in Ireland. Oh, you need to... Okay, Sonny, send me a message one more time on Mega Macho Drums installation. We'll talk about that. Ah, good. Oh, someone's sick. Bernie, if you're sick, get well. Okay. So while those two libraries were being done by... it's funny how the timing goes in this and stuff, but it took a while to get this next library done, and that was PLYSHKA. Rhythmic percussion for Omnisphere. I've been working on OMG Volume 2. I'm sorry it's taken so long to do that library, but I really want it to be done really nice. And the kits and getting things to go with them, it takes a lot of time to do those grooves. But it's coming. It's the next thing I'm working on. I can't touch viola or violin or anything until OMG Volume 2 is done. So that's what I'm working on. But this library was so cool. So, and I got Airwave to work with me on this, which was really a wonderful collaborative effort. You're still here, Airwave? I hope. He was here. I think he's still here. So this was a collaborative thing with Airwave and with a friend of mine, Casey Baldwin, who worked on a library for Spire. And he is working hard on what's going to be like the definitive electro library for Omnisphere. Just really, really cool stuff that he's working on. Coming out really, really cool. So the three of us worked together to create, let's see if I go multis and go over here to PLYSHKA. This one stands out. This was really a special library, the way it came out. To be able to have a single plugin that can do so much. And this started with me going, what can I do? Like, whenever I use Super Macho Drums and Mega Macho Drums, for the most part, I go to using the big drum kits and all that stuff. But there's all these special kits and the sci-fi noises and hits and all the small little hits sounds. And I was like, there should be some way to use those in something creative different than just drum grooves. And so I started playing with it, and this was the result. And to call up here's one from Airwave. So what this is just to be really clear. This is 7 different parts. And the programming is typical Airwave insanity of depth. And then I think I actually added a kick at the end. So he had it originally. Which is very cool. But I thought having a little low end when Brussels Subway is another Airwave that's great. And again, each one of these you can pull apart, and it's just amazing. And I'll show you a great way to use this. Turn this down a little bit. Maybe pan these. And then use this to build a new groove instead of having all the parts going just like if I used to sequences. Right? And if I was to combine this with, this is kind of the fun thing with having these stuff that I've done. Here's Mutronic. It would be so much more boring without that. That's without it. Here's with. And then you go back to this. Use the mod wheel. Then maybe bring in parts later. You can use these in really creative ways for things outside of the film. When you call them, it's like, oh boy, that's so emotional and cinematic, but they're really cool to be put into grooves of all sorts. It's a very chameleon library. There's so much to go and play in different... This might be that way, but... Let's layer that with Mutronic, and you have the ability to like what's inside of it is so flexible and so fun to work with. So don't think that you have to just write big bombastic film scores to this stuff. It's a chameleon library. It's a Trojan horse. There's all this stuff inside of here to play with in really cool ways. So that's going to kill my computer. I can tell. Go solo. Find the things you want. And let's see. We go Mutronic. Because the thing that's cool is that I'm playing middle C, but we can tune and program these to be a synthesizer. There's all sorts of places. So it's one of my favorite libraries just because there's so much possibility inside all of these grooves. We then took all of these grooves, and my assistant, Taylor Harris, gets a lot of credit for helping make this happen. We went to Percussa, and we pulled out every one of the grooves and all of the samples. And then at the end were all of these Percussa woodyish and metallic-ish. And these led into the next library that I did later on. I did a, yeah, Del Norte was after the, right? Yeah, 2 months later in July. There's all these. Let's see if I initialize. And let's see, go down to that list. There's all of these. The things that say tuned. I was like, I didn't use a fraction of these. I mean, we used them some, but there was so many. I was like, there's got to be a place. And then I found that if I took this, and if I layered with a synth, like, let's see, let's go to even this. Let's do this. We could go to here. If I took that and I was up on, I think it's this, right? And I was like, wow. I was like, this is changing the character. So that's what started the balls rolling for the next library, was what to do with all these cool sounds that I have that I use. We use some of them, but there's so many that were pulled out. There's got to be a way to use that. And that's where EDM Chill came. This was a library which kind of had two sides. I wanted to do this. I'm going to try to do more of these next year. It's kind of a fun experience. I went to the not to the rainforest, but to the redwoods in Northern California, and I was like, I want to do this. This is kind of like one of the things I want to do with this site, is like go places, experience things, and be inspired by that to make sounds of a certain vibe because I'm in this cool place that's different, right? And I took a virus and I took a computer and speakers, a small little studio, and I rented an Airbnb in Crescent City. There's actually Crescent Junction. And I would go out and I would take pictures and video with the drone and come back and in the evenings make sounds with the virus, and I'd capture them into Logic and turn them into audio for really cool, kind of mysterious, magical pads. So that was half of the library. And then the other half of the library was the fact that there's all these cool attacks I'd created, and I went a step further and I did things like this where this is a flute from Mega Magic Bells and Winds from the year before, but I went in and I used RX to remove all the pitch from the samples. So then when you combine that with these pads, and I could go to part 8, go to Del Norte. Down here is all these different winds. So this is wind 12. If I go to wind 16, or wind 14. I could get these really cool wind textures and then slow pads, because Omnisphere has this wonderful tool right here that lets you move later into the sample. You can skip all the slow beginning and make it an immediate play. We made all of these, let's see, initialize the multi. We made all of these synth patches, Del Norte, where we took those nice synth sounds and made them fast attacks and then put cool attack envelopes. Airwave made patches. Like if you look at this, it's a nice pad, but it's this sound too. Take it out. And you could go to the list. And make all sorts of chill, EDM, dance kind of sounds. So we... Really cool stuff. Came out great. So it's fun to take and come up with... You know, if I want to keep making new libraries, it's fun to think of ideas of things that haven't been done before. And so that's where EDM Chill came from. And the library comes with these really cool wallpapers. There's videos on YouTube from the drone. It was a really cool experience. So, let's see. Lots of discussions here. It's interesting. Now add some cello. Let's see here. So, yeah, they're chatting all sorts of stuff. So, so that was what we did for July. Up next was Omnipulse 2, which was a library of really. I took the whole Omnipulse idea where I made all these patches a step further in that I made them as a multi, all rhythmic. So this is one multi. And the mod wheel. And there's 13 of these that are different personality, inspired by different artists. Like if Mutronic was it, that might work, you know. Now, true trance like this, you never change chords. I'm doing too much, so. You change the sound. You know, let's go forever. Okay, that's one multi. You could like spend an entire song using just one of these multis. I mean, they're really flexible. And again, it's just like Percussa and these other multi-type libraries. Just use a couple elements. Now this this lead, this is the melody line here. You could take this and change it to be more simple. It's crazy. The other way to use these is to put these onto different MIDI channels. Go over here to stack, turn off stack, and now they're on different MIDI channels. So you could have that sitting there while something on another MIDI channel is playing a melody with the bass line that's moving around. As it is, when it's in stack, everybody's playing, they're all following you. But turn off stack mode, and now you automatically immediately have everything set to different MIDI channels to start writing in its own way. So Percussa 2 came out really cool, really fun. I love those types of libraries. And it was fun to make it as a multi, so when you call up one of these guys, there's so much to it in one multi, and then you can like pull it apart and disassemble it, you know? You can, Did I Dream? Maybe I just want... It's that flexible to play with. This one, because of the number of effects and everything, it just completely killed my computer to nothingness. So we won't do that. +1 library text. Jahan. Oh, is somebody asking questions? A library with just textures. Ah. Oh. I'm looking at concept. I have my agenda today. Sorry, guys. I got questions over here. Arps and textures really make my day. I will look into it. Okay, so we all say it. John, how about a library with only textures and arps? Yes. Okay. We can do that. That's something I can definitely work. That's the simple, fun stuff. So sure. Yeah. I love ARPs. Textures is one of my categories that I don't think I'm that strong in. So maybe that'd be a reason to do, you know, textures are kind of a thing that just kind of sit there. And so that's why I'm a little hesitant, but I should expand my vocabulary into more, into more texture kind of stuff. Good idea. Thank you for the suggestion, guys. Yeah. So, we can do that. Did you hear that? We can do it. We'll do it. You guys are funny. So, following up, I released Del Norte in September for Contact 5. And I have a present for you guys. At the end of the year, I have presents coming for the end of the year. And so I'm not going to tell you a lot about them right now. But there's something coming for this library in particular for Contact that will be nice. Very nice to have added. But there's so many cool... Using the interface that we created, I had my script designer, Aaron Frinsley, and the graphic artist who did Kamoji. He did this artwork with photos of mine, but he did the layout and the knob design to make it so it's two oscillators. You have all those attack samples as one oscillator, and then you have all of the synth samples, the complex sounds. In fact, let's see, do I have an init? I think I have an init somewhere. Init. Yeah. So this, you have a volume for each one. Move the sample start later. And then the body are, and I organized them by what they are: the unisons, the pure, the complex, so the more waveformish. And then the pure waveform are from Maxwell over here. Maxwell created, I created all this source for the and these exist at the end of the attack list as well, down here, so that you could use some sort of really cool big unison. And then combine that either with a cool attack so here's that attack. Here's it without that attack. Later in. Some of the cool things also with this is the glitch that was in Mega Macho drums back in the day. It turned out to be really cool. For doing all sorts of, you can have this be set to sevenths or fifths. So you can just play octaves. We came up with some new ways to route the reverb so it sounds really nice. You have all these different presets here. And it's convolution reverb. The tone reverb allows you to add all sorts of weird sound, kind of like tonal and reverb. That's why it's tone verb. So, it's a really cool, unique interface. I don't know any other like legit EDM dance kind of a synth for Contact that has these types of parameters. Lo-fi to get glitchy, there's distortion, there's the transient designer. A lot of cool stuff. So, and there's a Christmas present bonus coming out for that after Christmas. I'd announce it now, but I want to just double check some things and get my documentation on how to implement it before I show you what's going on. So that was November, September, and then October released a really fun library and figured out some cool. I needed to revisit Razor and understand how to work it. Got it to where with the new version of Razor, there's now, you can buy the triple play and get all 3 libraries and have them easily installed. There's documentation in the videos, and I think I did a pretty good job in the, I haven't gotten a lot of people writing back to me saying I didn't figure out what you did, but some really for chill, which is a little tricky for Razor, just because of the fact that its polyphony is a little on the heavy side. So on the CPU side, as you can tell. but it's such a beautiful sound. To have all this harmonic stuff happening, it's kind of like FM, you know, it's more than just, you know, an additive synthesizer can't, or a subtractive, additive could do that, because this is kind of a form of additive synthesis, but, so that came out, it was a lot of fun. Also, in the middle of October, towards the end, actually, we did Boombox. And that was fun. Had you guys involved in that, if I recall. We did some fun things with that. This was, what did we do? I have horrible memory. That's one of my weakest links, which is why I can make synthesizer patches all day long. What did we do? Oh, we had scary, was it scary songs? You guys have to remind me in the chat. What did we do in October? Sunny. It's easy to install and contact. And please write me an email. And I said that at the beginning of the live stream. Way up here at the top, you mentioned that. Please contact me. I need to see an email from you so I can reply. I help everybody get everything working, so I'm happy to help you. You don't have to spam over and over. Oh, that's right, song contest. Well, can you do again, Sonny? I just had an email nightmare and just fixed it, so please send me again. I'm sorry that I haven't helped you yet, because it's fairly straightforward how to get these libraries to work. Okay, please send me a new one so I can help you. I'll get on a phone call with you if I need to. Okay? That's right, song contest. We did a song contest. My memory is so bad. And while that was going on, I was making these really cool sounds. The idea behind this library... Oh, okay. I don't mean to ignore you guys on the tech support. I do like 20 tech support email a day. So just please, I just transferred everything to a Google situation online. It's different so that I can reply to things easier. I want to help you guys out. Yeah, Mike, send me one too, please. If you guys have problems with anything, sometimes I need a reminder. There's just a lot going on, and I apologize for missing out on an email, but I'm happy to help. We'll talk about next year in a minute. I want to get through the list. There's more to do. So Boombox was kind of a fun little side project I'd been working on, which was to try to organize there's all these hits and textures and so forth that are just samples inside of Omnisphere that are hard to find. And I thought it might be cool to put them into... Okay, kisses and flowers. No, I'll help you guys out. Please, just send a note to support@pluginguru.com. We'll get it figured out. So, yes, a company of one. It's just me. So all of these really cool... Oh, I'm on Boombox. Where are the... I just made all these really cool elements. Residual elements were these things that... Now it's coming back to me. These have the envelopes that are synced. So if you're playing a track and a... So you have this thing happening. If you slow down, let's see, loop, quantize, loop. If I slow down, the envelope times expand or contract. Automatically with these, which is really cool. So there are these residual elements. There were also these, where are they? Where's the other things that I added to this? There's the noises. These sweeps are all timed, so if you slow it down, the envelopes expand in real time. So there's all these presets for sweeps of different things. You have to find when to play them. Yeah, so these expand in time. So boombox is these rhythmic elements, the hits, the textures, the sweeps. These that are core means there's sounds inside the factory library. And then there's a ton of textures. Now, is this what you guys mean by textures? Just things that have motion? Give me some definitions. I actually also have a survey coming out, so you guys can fill in exactly what you want me to work on in the coming year. So give me some ideas. Is this the texture kind of stuff you guys are talking about? So these that don't say core are ones that I programmed. So this is gravitas with granular on it. If you turn it off, it just goes away, but the granular gives it a cool texture ability. Long textures. Yes, but having motion for a minute or 5. Evolving forever. Okay. Okay. Because you guys know there's a billion textures inside of Omnisphere. That's the one thing it's not weak on. Is to go into the library and find that kind of stuff. But I will look into a texture library. Good idea. So Boombox was kind of the fun Halloween noise thing. I've got a real fun plan for next year. I bought some special effect sound design hardware boxes and stuff to record. So that will be really fun for next year. And then finally, after lots of work and time spent, November 20th released this library. Where's it at? Right here. Mega Magic Cello came out, and take these and then add the reverb to them so that they're no extra effects. Has that in the sound. And this top list of from 1A down to 10, these are all in the EXS and the Contact 5 version that comes with this library. So but then below that, when you get into these are using all the cool abilities of Omnisphere. The strings that are in Omnisphere. Yeah, my computer's pooping out because there's so many. I have something like 28 instruments open up right now. So my computer is writing high, just doing nothing. So And what was fun with this library was getting all of you involved. That was like the most rewarding thing, to get a demo version of this library out, have you guys all make patches, come back, and when you go initialize the multi, and you go to part 1, and Mega Magic Cello is Mega Magic Cello. So many of these are written by you guys, awesome customers. So fun stuff. These chords were incredibly cool. So many cool patches. So there's like, I can't remember the exact number now, but there's like 200, 300 patches sent from you guys. It's crazy. So Mega Magic Cello is really cool. I just got done a couple, like 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks. That's that. Recording violin and viola. So I haven't gotten those source files back yet. They're being worked on by the engineer still to get everything ready before he sends it to me. So what a great library. That was really cool. And then finally, the last library of the year. My brain is just completely running out of energy. It was Kimoji, which is a whole bunch, 100 and I can't remember how many patches. My biggest weakness is memory. I had encephalitis when I had a encephalitis when I was 2. I had a 107-degree temperature for like 5 days. The doctor said I would not survive, and if I did, I would be not mentally there. They told my parents actually one night to go home, and they went downstairs to the little prayer lobby and prayed, and I was immediately healed, I guess, and asked for my blanket, and they could take the net off the top of the crib. I was having convulsions and was going to fall out of the crib, but my short-term memory is shot. It is what it is, you know. So I can't remember a lot of stuff that maybe you guys all remember. My Aunt Joan remembers exactly what I said when I was 5 years old, and I details when I'm answering tech support. You want to know something really funny? When I'm answering tech support questions, like I said, there's like 10 to 20 a day. I have to go to the plugin and look at the parameter name because I can't remember the name of the parameter. After working and making so many sounds for Omnis here, I have to go look to verify that I have the right name for the library for the parameter. It's just the way it is. So let's see, go Serum. Oh, did we not put Kimoji up there? So memory is my weak point, but you know, yeah, 111 patches. Like I have to go to the website right now to know how many patches I released with Kimoji. Don't forget to sample your drone, right, Scott? Cool. So the Serum library Kimoji came out great. And will kill my computer. Tons of really cool plucks. A lot of these patchworks were made by two people, by Matt Chowski. That's Kimoji. And then the other patches were made by Sebastian Weaver. And then I worked with him to finalize them and get them all fixed. But a really cool Serum library was the last thing we released this year. Kind of in your face, but has a lot of chill stuff to it. But I've actually talked to Matt, and he wants to do an even more chill library. This has a lot of the acid. Really cool library. Lots of angry in your face. All right. So that was the. So we did the PLYSHKA 1 through 10, plus 11 today of 3 new effects. Thump. Where's Thump? Thump from Metric Halo is free. We did Nova, which is right here. And we did, Oscar Rizor, which is a really cool feedback spectrum analysis as well as utilities plugin for free. You can buy the full version, as well if you wish. And then we covered 13 libraries for Omnisphere, for, let's see, what did we do? Blue 2, for Serum, for Contact 5. Lots of stuff, my goodness. So it's been a fun full year. Good times. So any questions from all of you? I think we're going to call it a day. Yes, it is the epitome of texture, Harold. You're right. All right, I'm going to check out. Any questions? I don't see any questions, so I think we've kind of, everybody's in a good place. Okay, thank you for being customers, for joining the live streams. It's been a lot of fun. It's a pleasure to make sounds and have customers like you guys. It's awesome. Can you make a new updated series on Omnisphere? Rob, what would you like to see? Oh, and the libraries for next year. Well, there's Mega Magic Viola, Mega Magic Violin, OMG Volume 2 for sure is going to be, I can't remember my, thank you, JX. So there's 3 libraries for sure next year. I just kind of, I don't have a lot of plans beyond that. I'm talking with my web designer. He and I both have birthdays. Yeah, Radio Ready. I'm definitely going to do another Radio Ready next year. I think I wanted to do a Mega Magic Synths type of a library. Would be really cool. Make a new video tutorial like Omnichill, but for Omnisphere too. I'm not sure Can you send me an email through my website what you're talking about? What kind of things? I have so many videos on Omnisphere. Yes, Bernie, exactly. European Sound Collective will be making some noise next year for sure. Really excited about that. So, that's 3, 4, 5, that's half the year. So, but my birthday is in June, and my web designer, his birthday is in June, and we've been talking about going to Iceland. So there's a very good possibility I'm going to try to go to Iceland in June and stay there for a while and make a library, fly my drone, take pictures. It's a great time of year to be there. Yeah, that's good, Bernie. It's good to share. And so that's in the works. I would like to, if possible, I'm going to the NAMM show in January. I'd love to go to Germany during Messe and meet everybody. There's a lot of people in Europe, so that would be, and yeah, I should go to the UK at some point too. I went there a long time ago. Time to go back. More travel is definitely one of the things I want to do in the coming years. So, well, thank you guys. I'm going to take off and go hang out with my daughter, and I appreciate the conversations. But Rob, send me a note on the video tutorial for Omnichill. And you guys with the Contact 5 questions, send me a note. to support@pluginguru.com. Okay. And we will move forward. I want to make sure it's a 100% guarantee on my libraries. So if you're having problems, let me know so I can take care of them. That's a given. I stand behind my work 100%. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate seeing all you guys here and the support and conversations. And thanks for letting us do a review. It's good times. Where's my buttons? There they are. Merry Christmas. I won't see you guys before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody. All right. Yeah. You all rock. It's great to have such a great family. Guru Nation. Oh, shout out. Where you at? Shout out. Let's do location shout out. Shout out from PDX. Woo! All right, we got the shout out from Bavaria, from Sweden, from Denmark, from Camas, Washington, from Holland, from Spain, Nottingham, UK. That's what's so fun. Bangkok, Waltham, Massachusetts. Awesome. The UK, Bavaria, Ontario, Canada. All sorts of locations. It's really awesome. Finland. Wow. I love it. So, worldwide. It's so fun. So awesome. All right. I'm out of here. You guys take care of yourselves. See you soon.